Hello and welcome to the Courtesy Flush. How are you guys doing out there? Doing all right, I hope. And joining me this evening is Mr. Naresar. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. Well, tonight we're going to be apparently investigating some stolen silverware based on the synopsis that I read. Because I was like, well, what did we do last mission? And then I logged into the game and it was like, you have to continue on to find out. And I was like, I'll just look it up to see what the synopsis is. And apparently it's something to do with stolen silverware. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to be looking for that. Somebody stole some very fancy, I hope fancy. This better not be some like...
I mean, you can get Sherlock Holmes on your case about it. It may as well be like the fanciest silverware you can possibly find.
Yeah. Sherlock Holmes. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Courtesy Flush. Whoa. Let me get the game loaded. Right over there, and then we'll get right into it, assuming that it doesn't explode. There we go. That's Owie Vino, who runs the Owie Twitch channel that plays a lot of Super Animal Royale and many other cursed games. So the last time we left off, we had solved the mystery of a bathhouse murder that ended up being like Indiana Jones. So
There was a fair bit of Indiana Jones in that.
There was, yeah. We ended up doing a lot. Is RestreamBot working? It is, actually. RestreamBot is sending everything over, Ben. I think you click the button to continue, Nick.
Oh, oops. I didn't notice that it had finished loading.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. We had...
Yes.
We were looking to see what our... we ever find what we
the letter
had
is
as
on the
the
table,
like memento of
you
the
should
last
take a
case?
Look.
Because I know
it was in your
whistle.
room. It was in your room because you got a whistle in there. I'm assuming everything else is probably...
The letter is on the table, Holmes.
You also have to put it in first-person mode, I think, to see. We're doing okay, Ziopo. Dope. Hey, how's it going? Dopes, thanks for the courtesy. Welcome back. Hope you're doing all right, man.
The letter is on the
18
table.
months.
Yeah, shut up, Watson.
Huh.
Don't see.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Let's see who's across the street. Of course. Does she have nothing better to do? We're trying to spy into her house, and she keeps standing in the way.
Okay, well...
What would be the memento from the last...
The letter is on
The
the table,
dagger,
Holmes.
maybe?
You should take a look.
I would assume so. But I don't know. I don't see anything. At least nothing jumps out, but you know, it's hard to say in
The letter is on the
letter.
table, Holmes. You should take a look.
The letter's on the table, Holmes. You should have a look.
Which table am I looking at?
This one. Oh.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
They also wrote their name on there, which kind of helps.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B. I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Oh.
My dear Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it, but I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Okay. Annoying.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he
Quiet.
released.
Murder. Yes.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Like,
Very
everybody
good.
else, like, you know, oh, I feel so sorry for the family. Meanwhile, Holmes is like, I hope this is at least turned entertaining.
Yeah. That should be interesting.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And
Well,
why is that?
Yeah.
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She is in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Dr. Watson doing
Yes.
doctorly things?
Very good. I say quiet. Murder. Quiet.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
So I'm guessing the MRE stream is to be determined. No, it's next Friday. I think I said on Wednesday. I forget. But yeah, no, Goat's out of town, so I can't do anything today. But it's no worries, dude. Because next Friday I will have MRE. Or possibly tomorrow, depending on if Tex wants to do one.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself.
Whoa.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Let's break this lady down, Nick. What she got on her?
Other than a nasty black eye,
Fresh bruises. Pale cheeks. Her lover did it.
she doesn't get out much.
Gold brooch, Australian origin. So she's from Australia. Elegant dress. She's from Australia. That was terrible. Old bruises. And a wedding ring.
This game's obsession with wedding rings.
Well, it says a lot about a person in this era.
I guess. I'm wondering, just spitballing off of nothing. I know there's a bit of a thing during this kind of era of like the old families of Europe, but especially England, like basically running out of money.
Yeah.
And so there's a little bit of like marrying into families of that have new money in like US or presumably Australia in this case. So you bring their money in, but then they get the cachet of having that old family name.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start with what happened.
Can you
last night.
describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Yeah, marry the money gave your noble title as dowry. Yeah, that makes sense. And hey, Bolo, it's good to see you. Welcome back.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Well, yeah, what's this whole not a happy marriage?
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Oh, Q. Oh, Q. Oh, God. Old bruises.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you... Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Okay. Here, I already have a theory, Nick, because
More gold, Your Majesty.
I will tell you...
hired the guys to
Yeah, I was just thinking that she
come kill
hired...
her husband and like,
Yeah.
here you can take the silverware as payment kind of deal.
Might be. Or Danya, good evening, seems to be starting off a bit dark. Is it a bit dark? You talking about like the visuals, or are you talking about the theme? Because I want to make sure that the visuals are at least able to be seen. Oh, the theme. Okay, cool.
But we okay. Like, it's not just me. She's short, right?
She's just a short lady, yeah.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Let's break her down. What is she hiding? Hey, writer, how's it going? Wrinkles, okay. Working hands, coffee stain. Handkerchief, vinegar smell, resuscitation, caring. Okay.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
That dog painting is... Let's get a good look at that, Nick. Can you get closer? That's close enough, yeah.
Really?
That's a pretty good dog painting.
Not bad. But apparently we're supposed to be activating our special vision. Our special
Ooh,
eyes.
picture. Oh, over to your right.
Hmm?
Scratches.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Let's move it and see what happens.
A trapper's hut.
A safe behind
This
the wall.
is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Hey, didn't even examine the body. Oh, yeah, open the safe.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it.
I have to see what's inside.
Your ladyship?
The return of opium vision, indeed.
Okay, so she doesn't know.
We got some stuff on the table. A newspaper.
Less than a fortnight ago, aka 2 weeks, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls as they are known, made their reappearance by way of a brutal but successful intrusion into one of the wealthier homes in Sydenham.
Sydenham?
Police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being confidential, including that of the name of the victim. The witness was able to provide a precise description of all 3 men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile of this family of delinquents. We would take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band, and to provide the full description that is available at this moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, being a family of 3, father and his 2 sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s, already gray-haired, while of average height and build. Being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over his sons, both of whom are close in age but very different in appearance. We've got the first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered, a small disproportionate head. Younger brother Melvin Randall is a somewhat weaker constitution and is skinny as a rake. The gang is wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for their exceptionally brutal pirate career they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Interesting.
Okay.
Again, it's starting to build into our theory that we think she hired these guys. I've seen this
No.
Columbo episode.
Well, I mean, maybe. Alternative theory. The Randalls weren't here at all, and she did that herself.
Okay. Oh.
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
Presume a ancestor of some
Lord
sort.
Brigham Brackenstall.
Brigham Brackenstall, like that.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Okay, there is a clip over here.
Lord George Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Yes.
That's,
The body
certainly-
is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
Ah!
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Let's take a look at this chair.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Yeah. We know one hound.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
Let's take a look at the blood splatter.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
It looks like that he may have been cracked on the head on the ground.
Like,
That must be the murder weapon.
Yeah, it looks like he was already on the ground when the murder happened. Because the blood's underneath his head. Or, sorry, the blood is just around his head.
yeah.
Or maybe not.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his
Ah.
head upon it while falling from the blow.
That explains
That
it.
is one possible explanation.
Well, that would be a good explanation. Activate opium vision. Mantelpiece. Cut bell rope above you.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin.
Wait, wasn't the other one a fur trader's cabin?
Yes.
The one behind the safe was behind?
Yeah. Any defensive
A
wounds? I don't
hunter
see any.
scene.
Do we get a sniff option like Lick in Tex
A
Murphy?
trapper's hut.
No, unfortunately, no. We don't get that.
A trapper's
unfortunate.
hut. A hunting scene. A hunter's cabin.
Glass.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed.
Let's take a look at this glass. Oh, there's something inside
This
there.
glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
3 glasses.
I'm beginning to think... I'm now beginning to think seriously that maybe this Randall game isn't actually involved.
Why?
Because okay, so I have no idea what decanting wine means or how you do.
Decanting means you pour it into like that container there and it aerates
Okay.
it.
Okay. Why does one glass have the whatever residue in it and not the other 3? Or other 2?
Well, why do you think?
I'm thinking somebody, possibly Sarah Randall, possibly somebody else, who knows, was drinking alone, and the other glasses were set up as to suggest that there were 3 people drinking, aka the robbers.
I think that's a good way to put it, yeah. I shan't be placing mine lips upon that forthwith. The bell rope, I think, is the rope that you ended up picking up off the chair.
Yes. It just was, because it had something about imagination, and I was wondering if there was more to it than that.
It was poured straight in from the bottle, yeah.
A deer hunt. A fur trader's cabin.
Oh, what's over here on the right?
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. A bottle of wine is missing here. An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Not the silverware.
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
So they take this is like adding to the suspicions. Like
It's
they
it's
take
like a
time
body.
to
It's like
have
somebody.
some wine,
Yeah.
but not like
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently, the criminals did not venture there.
I was gonna say
The hunting scene.
it seems like this is like a giant body of evidence placed there for our benefit. That's what it
Exactly.
seems like, because it's like they didn't bother going through anything else. They just knocked over the one shelf and made just a little bit of a mess. They tied up only the wife, nobody else, for whatever reason. But they had no problem killing the husband. And the safe was left alone. Yeah, master bedroom is primary place target. Yeah. I'm just picturing Holmes' lines being delivered by Crowbar. Yeah. Issued insufficient data. Oh, man. House husband was turned over for more loot. This was a hit. Sir, what's his name, got whacked. Break in and make it look like a murder. Let's take a look.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Let's find out by taking the picture apart.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Oh, wow. Sherlock Crowbon would be a nice character. Yeah, it's almost like they wanted the house mostly safe and the husband mostly dead.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Somebody, you guys smell that? I smell bullshit. I just smell it. It's weird. It's just got a whiff out of nowhere.
Please leave my Mary alone.
Okay.
More like she and Teresa had a glass to celebrate. You're right.
But there's something up with. Oh,
We can go outside. We just leave.
I feel like there's something up with these pictures, but I don't like.
I don't know. I think you're doing everything.
One of them's supposed to. I feel like one of them's supposed to be a clue to the safe or something.
I think that.
That's what it feels.
Well, what about
like.
that picture we got from the picture frame?
Yeah, but that was her, not him. Like it was his safe. She supposedly didn't know the combination.
All right, Wraith. Have a good evening. Enjoy your scrimmage. The servant lady did it. Going with the butler did it defense. There's a shed full of stuff in there, and we need it.
You know, I'm surprised. Like, why all the windows? Like, I know.
Windows are cheap? That's a good question. Maybe it's because they have enough money they wanted to show off they can have a windowed shed.
Feels weird. Like, it seems unsightly.
There's a well.
Okay. I think we need to go get Toby.
Yes, we need to get Toby. Indeed. It's not a greenhouse now.
Yeah, it just had gardening tools and it wasn't.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
Wow. Oh, look, there's Toby. He's hanging out with us.
Do you think dogs had as much fun on carriage rides as they do on car rides?
I have no idea. I've never seen a dog in a carriage before this game.
Search, Toby.
Oh, you get to play as Toby now.
Toby. Toby. Oh. I'm assuming follow the smoke scent thing.
Yeah, his ears are great. He barked the door open.
Well, we called Sherlock, so presumably he wandered in.
How many drugs is Toby on? I don't know. But apparently this is the color the dogs see.
I was wondering all of a sudden, like, you know, colors look weird, but then I was wondering, like, wait, did they shift it for dogs for color vision?
Not that way, yeah.
I feel like I lost.
It's no, turn around. Yeah, go. Yeah, you were going the right way. It's this way. Keep going. Go toward the greenhouse.
Oh, there it is.
Toby is the best. Nice touch to let you play the best boy. Exactly. Now we can go in the shed.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Are we done?
No. Apparently you have more. You have more thing to follow. No, you had it right. Hold on.
Nope. Yep.
It's right there. You were going right toward it. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it easily on my screen. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
it occasionally does. Like I'll notice it for a while, and then it'll be in the weird patch of like sun or something. And oops.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
There it is.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Okay. Well, let's go in order. Check.
The shed. Okay, so this is a shed, not a greenhouse.
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved. Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest.
Ooh, a hook.
This hook might be useful.
It definitely. I mean,
This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
all right. So you picked up an old hook. Let's check down this well.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
Oh, remove the bucket, put on the hook.
We're fishing for silverware.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
We found the stolen silverware. Mission accomplished. They're forked now. Was that a plot hook? What? Below you, there was like a thing there. Near the wall.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
I didn't see if there's anything on the other side. Okay. Inspect the room, so obviously that's safe.
Inspect the room, invest. Okay. It was clearly meant to be recovered later.
Well, obviously, how else are you going to fund,
What about talking to Lestrade?
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
okay, permission to ban Ross Wolf. He wrote, I think we'll solve this case rather spoon.
That's good, Ross. That's good.
Let us try to open this safe.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
just...
we can
This
just...
safe
Okay,
can
I was
be
expecting...
cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
I was expecting to have to, find some clues or a hidden combination. No, we're just supposed to crack it. I'm sorry.
I think you have to use a controller. Dancing on the knife's edge there. It was shamelessly stolen from Mystery Men. One of the greatest movies of all time. Oh. So it was 15.
You know what? I don't know if...
Okay, 15. So click that. Oh. What a dumb safe. It doesn't matter which way you rotate it, Nick.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it doesn't. It appears that you just go whichever way you want to. Right about, hold on. There. 15.5. $17. Wow.
Sir Eustace, your current... Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Ben.
okay. Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of hepatic decompensation. The last time we'd met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There's a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Then there are the lung abscesses that you have discussed. The leg cramps have described to me are caused by, an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of an evolving cirrhosis. There is also a sign of ascites, fluid in the parietal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates pancreatic melody, which may lead to fatal or fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I'm available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatment options. Yes. Yes, I know some of these words. Look at all that cash.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
What about the coins?
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
We have some questions to ask her now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A
How is that
detestable
dude still
human being,
alive?
to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Yeah,
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Indeed. He's like, yes. I think these two definitely were in cahoots.
If the current, we have to go look at break clues here in a minute, but currently the current arc, if it was them two, yeah, we're just gonna kind of quietly look at the other way and say, yeah, sometimes in the old days before divorce, women killed their husbands and they should have.
Indeed.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
Wow, we learned a whole lot from that interaction.
Let's see.
All right, we have a lot of clues. Okay, we have not put together anything. Let's try to figure it out. Oh, what's our first thing here? The robbery
was faked, and this whole story invented to blame Sir Eustace's death on Randall gang. Testimony and evidence matched the point. No.
Yo, no. We're like, no, we're not falling for that one. That person. Bent poker. There were 3 people drinking wine. One of these 3 were probably prefers wine with bee sting. The other, bee's wing. The other people drinking wine out of their glasses. The remaining glass with the bee's wing consisted solely of the dregs from 2 other glasses. So 2 people or 3 people?
3. I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay.
I think that fits with our Randalls aren't really the thing.
Yeah. Violent behavior from Australia.
Hold on.
What?
Sherlock made the point that somebody taller than him had cut the rope.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. Okay, we'll have to come back to that.
It's probably a person we don't know.
Either that or one of them standing on a chair.
Okay, what's this?
A death of Sir Eustace could have been due to his accidentally striking his head on the fireplace gate. That seems like there's more to it, though.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna say.
So either an accident or a blow with the poker.
I think we're gonna go with poker blow, right?
Yeah. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. That was the wrong button.
Yeah, we have so many clues to try to put together here.
Yeah, because we kept looking all around. And
Well, that's the best way to do it, I think. Oh. Lady is acquainted with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar.
Somebody
That could be.
would need to take their picture, presumably.
Yeah. Good point, Nick. Okay. Let's say acquainted with a sailor. That makes a lot more sense. Fry Guy asks, when do we go into our opium cop arc? We've already done that, actually. We started taking opium in the den, and we found a safe. We also found a bunch of other stuff.
Hold on. It's starting to coalesce here. Adjusting
The
our,
probability engine.
Our thinking here. There is a sailor involved.
Mm-hmm.
Holmes commented on the rope that she was tied up with.
Yeah.
Being used like sailor's knots, which is weird because it looked like just square knots. But anyways.
Yeah. So that's what I thought.
Specifically commented on. But I hadn't considered it at the time because we had seen the newspaper saying, "Oh, the
Right.
Rockwells or Randalls had been pirates or whatever." So it's like, okay, sailors. No, somebody's. The clues, they're coming together. Nope. No, imitated robbery by far.
Yeah, we're like, this does not seem right. Nope.
Oh, we're missing something.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, let's back out and see where we got to go next. We have collected quite a few clues and put together some brain nuggets. Investigate the murder at Abbey Grange.
Okay.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Another brain nugget just dropped.
Okay, let's poke around a little bit more. We're missing at least two things. Unless we got it. That's
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered so much she deserves some rest.
Ooh.
Oops. Hold on, because we still have... Oh, no, we don't have...
Well, we'll probably... The investigation's not over yet. We've got quite a bit. Was murdered by one person who was visiting that night, and it was he who tied Lady Brackenstall up. He is tall and strong. Yes. Okay, we don't know who that is, but we definitely believe that this is what happened. So it's definitely somebody she knew from when she came from Australia. Probably a sailor. It sounds like you're gonna have to go talk to sailors
what a horrible
again,
thing
Nick.
to
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
Okay.
Well, the other thing you could do is go back to your house and do some research.
True. True. Oh, there was a date. We
Yeah,
could look up the
1893.
ship, or even just the ship.
Yeah. I'm here to ignore evidence, condemn random people, and do drugs for money. I don't think you can do drugs. Well, those are called clinical trials, Lord Noobskills. You can do those for money.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Nothing. Oh, examine the
We can
rope.
examine the
Let
rope.
us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut.
Scissors, probably.
Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. If I cut the rope with a knife, it
Oh, it's a
matches
knife.
the original.
It's a knife.
Oh, I should have tried the
Ooh,
scissors first.
you've got another brain nugget. Toby is the best boy. Person who was visiting that night was probably a sailor. Look for a sailor.
Okay, so now we can go.
Well, hold on. Back out. Back out. Check your archive, maybe? What were you looking for? Rock of Gibraltar, 1893.
Rock of Gibraltar, a bulk carrier from Adelaide, Southampton, London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned from a 6-month voyage through India, New Zealand, and Australia. Ship brought to England Miss Mary Fraser, heiress of the Fraser family, owning land and tin mines in Australia. Reportedly beautiful young lady is presently engaged to Eustace Brackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent.
Here it is.
Oh.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Oh, it's time for you to call in your bestest boys number 2. Call Wiggins.
No, bestest boy number 3.
3. Okay.
Toby is bestest boy number 1. Watson is bestest boy number 2.
Yes. Wiggins, how would you like to make $20?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
3 hours later. Yeah, I'd say that's some...
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Holmes is a cheapskate. Yeah, exactly. A samurai, a cowboy, an ex-Confederate soldier, and an heiress teaming up to solve a murder on the Orient Express is more believable than many Holmes games. Well, that's fair. The games do take a lot of liberty. But I do like that you're pointing out that they are all in the same era.
Oh, table.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
That's 12th. '28th. No, this is 1894 now.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, November 10th.
So he would have left after the murder?
I do not think that this...
Oops. Hold on.
Charles W.
Oh,
Chill.
okay. Wait, I'm reading this very wrong. Okay. I figured out how this puzzle works. So departure. So these people should be in England currently. Is anybody on this list? On this list? Oh?
This list shows that
Jack,
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
very good.
Let's... Now that I know what I'm looking for, let's quick let's scan through these a little bit better. I think that's probably our person,
Yeah.
but I just want to double check. Okay, so this one isn't in town.
Crocker.
This one isn't in town. This one isn't in town, so it's just the one ship. That's the only guy that lines up.
Okay.
This list shows...
No.
So what are we doing wrong?
Hold on.
This list shows the senior officers of... Mr. Jack Crocker was in...
Oops.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Wait, how did Holmes get Guinea was out for 80 years of point?
I don't know. I'm not that up to date on my
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see, who else is on that list? Maybe you have to eliminate everybody off the list.
I do not think that this sailor... I do not
No, I
think
mean, like,
that this
on the
sailor has
left.
any connection.
Oh,
Yeah, so you have to go through the list of each one,
Okay.
find the person
Okay.
on there, and then just go, okay, that's not the right one. And then you just eliminate. Herbert Whittington.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
okay.
Next. Ernest J. Woody.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
I think it's just Woods, not Woods.
This officer is still at
Woods,
sea,
yeah.
therefore he cannot be involved.
Captain
This
Schill.
officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
And then Partridge is at the bottom, fourth officer.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Excellent. Okay, so let's see if we can go get this guy.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Let's ask Wiggins for more help. Give him a half of a guinea, he'll have a whole one.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Why would that be dangerous? You got a gun. Just
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
let's break him down, Nick.
Okay.
Let's make sure we get this guy's profile down. Clear look, honest. Strong build. Sea knife. Newspaper ink.
Okay, I guess.
Clean boots.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
You tied her up.
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Oh, let's call him out. Sailor's knots.
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Crocker statement. Captain Crocker. Who was aboard the Sharp the night where he's not afraid to confront me. He was appeared as soon as I heard that I was looking for him, thus signaling his guilt. I think that's true.
Yeah.
Are we all prepared to say that the captain is the killer? Was murdered by one person who was visiting that knife. Arrest him, and you'll bring him to a accomplice Lady Brackenstall to justice. Or we can back out and make sure that we got all the clues.
I mean,
But do we understand? Yes, we believe that she got rid of her husband because he's well,
personal feeling at the moment is, yeah, he did it, but, like, honestly, the guy may have had it coming, so...
well, we can always go ask her, like, hey, do you know him?
Holmes, don't look at me like that.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
The tumors have spoken. So what do you guys think? Should we arrest Captain Crocker or absolve him? The murder was committed in self-defense. Jack Crocker defended a woman against a violent and dysmaniacal man. The mystery is solved, but you decide to keep it a secret. There's no need to inform the police. Or Jack Crocker is a murderer, and you will bring him and his accomplice, Lady Brackenstall, to justice. Absolver, continue the investigation, says Lord Noose. Where there's no investigation to continue, the game is quite literally saying we have collected all the clues. That's why it's doing that. Arrest. It makes sense. It makes sense because the only other option is that it was those three brothers, but there's no way it was those three guys.
It just doesn't fit well.
So Lord New Skill says absolve, or Danya, absolve. Third choice, blackmail. Yeah, everyone's saying absolve. What do you feel, Nick?
I think absolve. I think you the guy, kind of had it coming.
Okay. Well, won't you look at that?
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Barely an hour has passed.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Whoa. Oh God, Nick, get him! Click. Oh God.
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations.
Wow.
See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year. And may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
He tried to commit suicide.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
That was super shady. All right, so Sir Eustace was murdered by Captain Jack Crocker, who was visiting Lady Brackenstall that night. They staged it as a robbery by the Randall gang. Crocker used his sea knife to cut the bell rope to tie the lady and then hid the silverware in the well. Jack Crocker defended a woman against a violent and dysmaniacal man. You have decided to keep it a secret. So here is if we did it. We did. We got all the clues and you got the correct conclusion. We chose the moral choice of absolving Captain Crocker, which I agree with. And I think we did a pretty good job. What do you think, Nick?
I think we did do a good job.
All right, let's accept the decision.
And
Personality
neutral.
ranking, neutral. But it won't show us who did anything. Vox Populi, Vox Dei. Finish the Abbey Grange case. Okay, nice. So what's the next case?
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
What?
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
you just have bees in your house. All right. Well, do you want to continue on, Nick, or do you want to save it for next week?
This is a good place to stop because I have to be up early.
Okay.
I do, however, want to see what we got for our letter.
Oh, yeah. Dear Mr. Holmes, I've finally found the courage to write you a letter. I can scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On that terrible day, I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time, I realized there to be one person in the world who truly loved me, and who I loved in return. His name we both know. He is Captain Jack Crocker. His love has given me true reason to live, even if we cannot be together in the end. None of this could have been happened without you, Mr. Holmes. Yours sincerely, Mary Brackenstall.
Right then.
All right. Oops.
Wrong button.
But yes, that is the end of tonight's game. So, what did you think, Nick?
Interesting little case. I liked playing as Toby. It was a fun
Yeah.
little difference on this one.
Ah, little Nana. But yeah, we'll be back again on Monday for the courtesy flush. Tomorrow, Tex might be running a stream, so if he is, I'll be maybe on that. We're going to try to set it up. We'll see. But yeah, next week when we come back, we'll play more Sherlock Holmes and try to figure out what the hell's going on. It looks like we might be going to a botanical gardens. I wasn't expecting him to have bees in his house, though, so...
No, but on the other hand, this kind of fits with, like, Holmes has some... either is investigating something or has some dumb idea and just kind of goes for it. So, like... And also, like, to be perfectly honest, honey is probably better than the opium. So... Yeah.
Well, unless he, buys poppies... starts literally making his own.
I'd say all of the flowers might not be, better than...
Yeah, it would be interesting if all of the flowers we get are poppies for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, the honey is for mead. Yeah, indeed. But yeah, we'll be back again on Monday with more Tesla Effect. And yeah, until then, you guys take care. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on the Courtesy Flush. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you around. Have a good evening.